Is it such a good idea that I'm here again?
Okay, so these are hitches. Oh, what? A prussic. P-R-U-S-S-I-C. Now we have a prussic. And this knot is traditionally used in climbing circles as a sailing or a climbing rope knot. So I can push this up, and then when I put tension on it, it stays. And I can actually put a loop in here, put my foot through it, and keep climbing up, right? So I'll have 3 of these. One's tied against my chest to my climbing rope, and I'll push that up, lean on it, push the foot one up, step on it, push this one up, lean on it, and I can go up a rope even with somebody tied to my back. Okay? For this.
All right.
The animal comes in here. It's like a little alleyway.
Yeah.
And we blocked this space, which was kind of a pathway.
Yeah.
And the animal would come in here and nibble on these buds, which are tied to that stick.
Are they basswood?
There's some basswood and we think maple.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And that could be adjusted. Maybe you could have it come out all the way to here.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But the idea would be for something to try to eat those buds and grasp on and pull them. Grab the buds with their mouth and pull them, and then that pulling would trigger that to come
Oh,
come
okay.
out super sensitive.
But
it
we
looks
can see.
nice.
Want me to try pulling on it?
But
It's really good.
It's a killer rabbit.
So one thing you guys can do to modify it is you have the notch here. You can take a stick, a small one, maybe something a little thicker than this, and put it in between. So it wants to roll. Let's try it. A pebble would work too, but not totally letting go.
Yeah, but it's stuck in the snow, you know? I mean,
Nibble on the thing. See if it falls.
No. Sorry.
It's like a feather falls.
Yeah, that was way too slow. So what? Now, wait a second. Why was that so slow? Because it's been going real fast.
I think because it was stuck in the snow. Down there.
Oh, you know what's hurting you
Oh,
guys?
yeah. That,
No, 'cause
duh.
it's not
Of course, it was like, meow.
It's the loop string box trigger, figure 4 guillotine deadfall.
Nice.
What a name.
We have this bottom log here, and then we have the 4 uprights that are connected, tied on at the bottom, so when we kind of jammed it in there, it was more sturdy. And then we have this, which I don't really know what it's called, but it is what is holding the lever, or maybe it is it's like the pivot point. Lever, so that's the pivot point. Thank you. And then we have the toggle, and so Stephanie carved out notches in both of these things so it would fit right there, and it seemed to work when the nylon cord or paracord, whatever, the knot was on this side, and then we balanced this log up here. And one of the things that helped was that we scraped down some of the edging because it would stick, and scrape down a little bit here so it would just fall more smoothly. And these are tied together to just kind of hold, it's not holding it in place because really this is the piece that's holding it, but it's just sort of keeping it together. So the idea is that we would build some thickety type stuff around this area, like fencing sort of thing, just upright sticks, right? Is that kind of how it is?
Yeah.
Or
And then
like an area with fencing.
an area with fencing. Okay. And then we would have the animal be lured in through here. So what they were talking about up there was that if you wanted to leave some, have your trap here, but not set for maybe a couple days, so the animal gets used to the area, that it's safe, and then there's some baited food, and the bait they were talking about that was really good was the maple buds and fish guts.
Yep.
Okay. But there's probably other bait that you could use as well. So the idea is that the animal comes in, yummy, 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 yummy.
I can throw a snowball at the trigger.
Oh, yeah.
Hit it with the stick.
That's just neat. Okay. Animal comes in, yummy, 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 yummy. And then it sees this really yummy stuff here.
Oh.
Just like so. Dinner time!
That's it.
All right. Ooh.
Oh, nice!
Good location.
Yeah, isn't that cool? Yeah, they put a great spot.
So we're working on the sensitivity of it.
Did you try using the stick?
Yeah, we did, but made it too sensitive.
Yeah, it was just like not staying.
That's awesome.
So
So
here's
right
our
now
little
it
bait.
takes a lot of force to.
Well, that is a lot of force.
Yeah,
False is
we
nice,
talked
though.
about
False hard.
like different ways to kind of carve it out a little bit more, or
Just
make
gotta-
it more sensitive.
Not that way.
You hug the
This
tree.
goes like
That one like that, and it's usually easy when someone's over here
Holding it up.
lifting it.
And then this just
And then you're not on this
on
guy.
there.
Notches. There's a notch on that one in the ground.
Oh! Wow, that is so intricate. You got it?
I think it's off a little bit.
Yeah.
So could you play around with
then-
the setup to change the
A
sensitivity?
little
or-
bit. Try to move it out to the edge on either of the notches, just so that helps a little bit. I guess.
Oh.
Nice.
And then so it's like they pull this.
Yeah.
No.
Hey.
That's pretty sensitive.
Yeah.
So to save us some work in trying to find a way to lash spikes on, we took advantage of natural materials.
Those are really pointy. I would not. I think there needs to be more spikes.
I think that's what Sable said too, huh? So much weight on there.
Poke it again. Poke it.
Oh, that was pretty good.
That was a
That's
lot
still
of
a lot
weight.
of
Still a lot of weight,
It's so
yeah.
much weight on that. It's such a small point.
I'm modifying the trap to fit an Apache tripwire. The other method wasn't working correctly. The rock may be too heavy.
The way this one is diagrammed in the picture over there is that you have, this string is initially attached to a branch that has a notch in it that sits there. Does that make sense? Yep. We couldn't figure out to do that with that massive rock. It's way too heavy. This thing just pops out, so that's why we had to put these things on. So instead we're doing was it Apache tripwire?
The P cord there is tied to the toggle.
Do I need to make that?
No. No.
It's funny how that always happens under them.
Alright, I'm getting out of the way.
Boingy, 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 boingy. Ah, buds, yummy. Ah.
Yeah. Huh. It's hopping through here and it puts its head here.
Ooh.
It sets off pretty quick.
So
I could
the
put
bait
a peg
stick's
in over
pushing
here.
this way, and that's holding and keeping it from spinning
From
around.
Spinning this way, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And Kevin just gave me a great idea. What I can do to narrow this gap, this is a huge gap here.
Yep.
What I can do to narrow it is put in a peg here, especially if the ground wasn't frozen. I could pound a peg in right here.
Okay, so this is a sapling coming down. This big one, bent way over. Tie it here. Comes down to the notch, which is held in place with a peg right there. It's all right there in that little spot.
You have to climb that tree to get it.
And then we've got our snare attached. Okay.
It's really simple though. Ready, guys? Yeah. All right, stand back. This is.
Am I okay here?
Yeah, you'll be alright. Yeah, just pull towards you, Mandy.
Whoa, and there it goes.
Yep.
Wait, where
That was nice.
where is it?
I really just like understanding the physics of it.
Yeah.
Just so that
which part you want to sleep on.
you know,
like,
the more tools in the tool bag, the better
add it,
off you are in
make
the
sure
end.
It's,
Yeah, yeah.
it's
The other
comfortable
thing
in the
we
way
should have
you
made
want.
a door, or like
Still could.
stuff it with more pine boughs.
Got an hour or two of daylight left.
Yeah.
See, I think I made a little hook on there to make this work, and I actually think that is causing us a few problems here. So. But hey, it's a work in progress. Huge.
Oh, that was sensitive.
Yeah, it was.
That worked pretty good.
Yeah, so we tunneled in, and our beds.
Let's see if I can get the tunnel so folks can see that.
Our beds are above the level of the top of the tunnel, and we have a little, like a warming chamber underneath here on the floor. So as the air is circulating and changing, we're not going to get hit with so much of the cold air. It's going to have a chance to warm up a little bit in this area before it comes to us.
So here's the floor, the flooring here, and there's the top of the tunnel, and the beds are made above the top, the ceiling here.
We haven't completely organized all of our bows yet. We're in the process of shingling them, where we're kind of jamming them in at about a 45-degree angle, or a little less than that. And we'll go one direction and then turn around and go in the other direction at kind of like a little box spring or mattress. So we get more spring and get a little bit further away from the snow to cut down on the heat loss through conduction.
Can you talk a little bit about like the sticks, like the stick that I see here and the dome?
Once we made a pile of snow about 20 feet in diameter and a little bit taller than all of us are tall, we got sticks about armpit to hand long and went around and stuck them in all around the shelter, from about the waist up, starting at the waist up and then as far as we could reach. That way when we were inside carving out the dome, once we hit a stick here, a stick there, that way we know not to carve any further in that direction, so that we don't by mistake dig ourselves to a really thin area and lose all of our good snow insulation and the integrity.
And what was your best method that you found once you dug through to get into this part? Did you do the floor part last, or how did you do it?
Well, once we got in, we were kind of shaping the dome and cutting out the floor at the same time.
Yeah.
I think
the mistake that we made at first was that, and I think it's the initial like instinct is to dig up, and so I think we actually started digging up too much, and then it kind of was harder to then like dig. We actually ended up having to like dig down as opposed to like getting up to a certain point and then just digging out. And we ended up digging up maybe too far, maybe in the ceiling, and it's a little weak. It's kind of the only thing we're possibly worried about for the night.
Yeah, we talk about a perfect dome. This is an imperfect dome.
Yeah.
And the weather was a factor, so this is pretty amazing that you pulled this off.
We had some warm weather and some rain today, which kind of made everything sink just a little bit more. So
as we can see, we've got the floor here where everybody's feet are kind of nice feet, nice legs, guys.
Thank you.
And we've got the beds here where people will sleep.
Yeah, we can fit 3
comfortably.
Yeah, comfortably.
Can I get a shot of somebody laying down on one of the beds? Is that okay? Thanks for shuffling around. Ah, good night, Nate.
Good night.
That's pretty cool, actually. All right. Well, thanks, guys. Good work.
Thank you.
I wonder if I can film, if the lantern's in there, the tunnel a little bit as I go out.
Why don't you turn your headlamp on?
Jessica, you're brilliant.
That's why she's on the team.
That really does work pretty damn good.
And the snow covers the footprints, deep regrets and heavy heartbeats. When you wake, you'll never see the spot I was standing on.